WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Hello, everybody. Thank you once again for joining me for Can We Talk About It, where we do talk about that elephant in the room. Before I begin, like always, I want to give my husband, Charles Stinson, a shout out, give my daughters, Dale and Robin, a shout out, my son, Donnell and Robert, my granddaughter, Natalie, my granddaughter, Amber, my granddaughter, Raquel, and my grandson, Carl. I love you guys so much. So I want to get on with the show. So, last Tuesday I went out to the second precinct located on Grand River and Schaefer. And I will be posting after I'm editing, so it should be up tomorrow. So I went out, did some interviews. They had a memorial about some of the fallen police officers. So I thought it would be a chance for me to get down there and get acquainted with some of the police officers down there. It was a really nice memorial and everything. Me and my cameraman, hey Mike, we went down there, and it was really nice. And the people that I talked to some chaplains, and I talked to a couple of officers, and I talked to the commander there, and it was very nice. Now, the thing I will say is, last week when we were talking about sisters and how they get, into a certain position, or it's just basically say it's like they've always ate saltines and now they get some Ritz and they done lost their minds. So with that being said, and when I come to you and I talk to you guys, I'm only talking to you about the experiences that I go through and the way that I see people and the way that I feel that people see me, until they, find out that I'm not joking with you. So we did our shoot, we did our interviews down at the second precinct and everything, and there was some this is just the way I seen it. I'm like, who's this little nappy head in this puke green suit that's walking around here slumming or whatever she was doing? This is just what was going on in my mind. So after me and my cameraman talked, he was telling me, she's a senator, and she's not really a good person to talk to. But I like to, deal with people on their own merits. Lo and behold, this brother was right. You sisters are a mess. Now, I did some research. I think her name is Sylvia Savannah or something like that. She's a senator. I guess she's been a senator for about 3 years or whatever, what have you. So I walk up to the lady. Actually, well, let me not get ahead of myself. I walk up to the lady. I hand her my card. Everything was actually just about over with. People were leaving. So I asked if I can interview her. No. Can we do this? I mean, the chick just looked retarded, y'all. Just Miss Nappy. That's what I'm going to call her. You know how in the thin line, I got your little nappy head. I was talking to the nappy head over here. I was trying to talk to the nappy head. But, she just, how you talk to some people? They got the nice tone, but you can tell they got the sleazy body language that makes you want to just be like, broad, get away from me. That's how she made me feel. So, I asked her if I can interview her and everything. Oh, can we do that another time? I'm looking at this broad like, you know what? The The power, whatever it is about you being a senator, went to your straight to your head. Why would you do consensuous like that? And then I went back and told my cameraman, okay, I see exactly what you're talking about. Now the reason I said that I would interview her is because one of the police officers said, "Oh, she's real nice. You know, she's inviting. Go talk to her." Liar! You lied. You lied, officer. You lied. Her attitude is so stank to where once she look at you, I mean, she's got this voice to me that if you scratch the a chalkboard, you'd be like, "Oh, I need to get away from this." And she didn't say very many words to me, so you know she just got to be. Oh my goodness, she was just getting on my nerves. I actually started to say, "Can I get that card back?" Because I don't want you throwing away none of my cards. Plus, one person told me the person was okay. One person told me don't even, waste your time. By this man being my cameraman, yeah, should I have listened to him? Yes. By this being a police officer, should I have listened to him? No. But I'm trying to find a middle ground with the police department. You guys know how I feel about the police department. I still police the police. But I'm finding that there are really nice officers out there who's willing to do their job, and they're willing to go an extra mile, to make you feel somewhat safe and make you feel somewhat comfortable with what they tell you. So I met some chaplains there, and the chaplains were really nice. And there was this one chaplain. She was a woman chaplain. She was talking about how, when the officers go out, they go to the hospitals and whatnot. And I guess they do that because maybe somebody may be close to death or whatever, and may not have no family. And it's a good thing to have somebody with you when you're transitioning out of this world or whatever the case may be. So I learned a lot from the police department. But what I really learned last week, like I was telling you about the sisters, our sisters, especially the light-skinned ones like Miss Sylvia Savannah or whatever her name is, she's a senator. Just because you light-skinned don't make you better than nobody. Do something about that rat hair up on your head. This is just how I feel. This is just my opinion. Don't walk up on nobody acting like you the one and you looking a hot mess. Now, maybe she went down there because they was giving a memorial, whatever. I didn't see her do a thing. I didn't see her talk to nobody. She talked to a couple of people, but us as sisters, especially black sisters, in the state of Michigan, and we try to work together. One thing, any politician, you never brush off a journalist. Never. Because I'm not going to forget that, Hunty. You were just so nasty, so mean. But you'll get around other black women or black women that's been in office longer than you, and you'll bite out their butts all day long. So don't judge a book by its cover until you've at least read the first chapter. On. So on with something else, because this woman I got to do some research on her, and then we'll be back with her later. But another thing that I want to talk about is I went to church, and I was talking to a sister in the church, and she has beautiful children. All her children are beautiful. One of her children is darker than the rest of her children, but she's still a beauty. She's still like really, really pretty. And she was telling me that when people come to speak to her about her children, they'll look at the light-skinned children and say, "Oh, your children, they're so beautiful," and this, that, and the other, and walk away from the darker child. Shame on you. Shame. And then this is supposed to be a holiness church. Shame on you, old raggedy biddies. I'm so tired of going to these churches where if it ain't one thing, it's another. And I know that everybody in the church is not going to be saved. But even worldly people know you do not downgrade a little kid. You will do something to their psyche. You will mess them up for life. Just because a child or a person is light-skinned, don't make them right, especially in the head. Because these light-skinned people, they when they're coming up, and I'm not speaking on all of them because I knew a couple of light-skinned girls and they caught hell at home and in school. But there are some light-skinned children, Sylvia said, oh, excuse me. Anyway, that feels like the whole world is their oyster and nobody can't tell them what to do. They can talk down on folks and talk about people anytime, any, kind of way they want. And that's not the case. It's a shame how older folks mess these young kids' minds up. This little girl is beautiful. Every time I see her, and I told you people, I am allergic to kids, but her children actually got up under my heart, and I started, catching feelings for her children. I think they're beautiful children, especially her oldest. You people out here in these churches with these favorite children, and you sit up and you be around a child and you make a child feel so bad, shame on you. You going to hell if you don't go and apologize to that child. Don't apologize to their parent. Apologize to that child. There's a lot of children in this world that has committed suicide just because of things like this. This is a child. This is a baby. That hurt my heart so bad, viewers. That hurt my heart so bad that a grown woman, some of them blacker than night. How you got the nerve to walk up to some little baby and just disregard them and disregard their feelings? You could actually make that child feel some type of way and hurt their own brothers and sisters because of the things you're doing to them. You can make a child act out and the parent don't know why the child is acting out. The child is acting out because you've made them feel like an outcast, somewhere where they're supposed to feel safe. Shame on you. I particularly know women, and you know who you are, that has grandchildren, and they treat their darker grandchildren. They treat their light-skinned grandchildren better than they do their darker grandchildren. And I just look at them like, you know what? You're going to hell. I can't help it. It's just certain things we ought to know as an adult. And especially if we've been through something as a child as far as being shunned, pushed away, or feeling like an outcast. Some of us been through that. But like I said before, hurt people hurt people. But why a child? Why? I'm not understanding this. This hurts me so much in my heart. If I ever walk up on anybody doing something like that to a child, trust and believe, I'm going to call it like I said. I'm going to call it out. And I'm going to talk about you so bad. A lot of people be like, well, if you're a Christian, you're not supposed to do this. Look, I'm not all the way there yet. I'm trying to get my life in order. But sometimes these devils really try to pull me down to their level, and I try not to go there, but I do sometimes. All these witches and warlocks running around here. Some of you people that made pacts with the devil to get money so you can go and transfigure yourself into some type of Ken or Barbie doll. You so insecure with the way you look, you got to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to turn into somebody your family wouldn't even recognize. But you're going to sit up and talk about a child that's not even fully developed yet. How dare you? What kind of mess is that? If I were you, and I'm talking to anybody who's ever done a child like that, you better go back and apologize to that child. Because the Lord says, what you do to the least of mine, you do to me. I don't know why I would be quoting scriptures to so-called saints in the church, but then devils go to church too, and they know the Bible a lot better than I do. So, I guess I may be wasting my breath with that one. But don't do that to children. Some of these children might turn out to be like, this is just my opinion, Kyle Rittenhouse. He was probably pushed around, bullied. The guy, Peyton, I don't know if that's his last name or his first name. The young man, I think he was 18 years old, who shot up the store in Buffalo, New York. white supremacists, this is just my guess, white supremacists used this boy because he was an outcast. Probably nobody liked him. People was always down on him, and they brung him in and said, we love you. You're part of a family. This is what I want you to do for us. And he did it. We as parents don't pay attention to our in progress Kyle Rittenhouses and young Mr. Payton that shot up Buffalo, New York. They said this young man had stuff on Facebook planning to letting people know about his plans and what he were doing. He was even talking about shooting up a school. Don't tell me that the police didn't know about this. This was all staged. It was all planned. He's not going to get the justice that we think that he should get. He's not going to get, as far as I'm concerned, righteous justice until the Lord comes. Like Kyle Rittenhouse, he's going on with his life like nothing has never happened. But trust and believe, baby, when the Lord comes, it's going to be a sorrowful day for you. I just pray that it's not for me. It's going to be a great and terrible day. Great for some of us and terrible for a lot of us. Do not let these young white men walk around your black communities with fatigues, jackets, these London fog long jackets. Don't let them come in your community with this word to your mother stuff. Don't let them come in your community with that jazz. It has nothing to do with not liking them and not wanting them to be a part of your group. They're not a part of your group. You are casing out your joint, which is your community. If somebody is in your community that looks suspicious, then men need to get together and do something about it. Because far too often, I'm starting to see a lot of women taking down men and playing the hero to where men are backing up and not, doing anything. That's two reasons. One, because women want to be men and men want to be women, so now they're switching the roles. Oh, I can't do that, girl. I may break a nail. That's a man. I got it, what you need. That's the woman. And if we don't go back to the old traditional, the old-fashioned ways of living, to the Bible, we already know that the world is getting more and more evil every day. And if you don't see it, you are blinded. And I don't mean spiritually. You just blinded. And you know why you blinded? Because you're thinking about yourself and nothing else. Do not listen to Fox 20. Don't listen to these people. They're not giving you the news you need. Listen to Professor Black Truth, The Moment of Truth, on YouTube. Listen to Tariq Nasheed, but more so Professor Black Truth on The Moment of Truth. And Tariq Nasheed also, because we're still, he's talks about the reparations, what we need to do, how we need to get on these Zoom calls when they have these reparation meetings and everything. A lot of us don't know what the reparation meetings are all about because we've never been a part of one. We need to be a part of one. We need to look in and see what's going on. The thing that really upsets me about my community as a whole, foundational Black Americans, some of us are just so lazy, trifling, shiftless, even though we have these in all cultures. But I'm just speaking on mine. Looking to get a quick buck. You trying to, instead of working, you rather hustle. You don't want to make an honest buck. But then when reparations finally come through, here you come waving your hands talking about, yeah, we got paid. But you didn't do nothing to get it. Like always, you didn't do nothing. Your forefathers did it. The people that wanted better for their people did it. Just like on Tariq Nasheed, I was watching a show, and a young Black Caribbean lady had called in and said, well, if we get reparations, then what about the crackheads? What, they just going to take the money and smoke it up? And Tariq is right. This is what he said. It's their money. They can do whatever they want to do with it. What you care about what they're doing with their money? We all got a vice. We all go through something. I've told you time and time again, I have a very, very fondness in my heart for addicts because I used to be one. There are some people that will never stop doing drugs, and I feel so bad for them. But there are people that will stop, that can stop, because they still have an ounce of sense, of common sense, where and decency, to where they will listen to you. Once you full-fledged, drugged out, this, that, and the other, you don't got no common sense. You're not trying to listen to nobody. You only thing you're looking for is your next fix and your next victim, where you can get your fix money from. I feel bad for you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I know a lot of you guys sit up like I used to. Lord, please, this is not what I want for me. I want better for myself. And you can have better for yourself too. I've slept in trash cans. I've told you guys this before. I've lived on the streets of Detroit as a crackhead. I've been raped. I've been almost left for dead. I've been through a lot of things. And I'm letting you know, my brothers and sisters, you can do it. You can do it. You have to get past that uncomfortable stage where you feel like taking a puff, a drag, or whatever it is. You have to get past that and don't give up. Don't say, oh, I can't take it. You can take it. Your flesh can't take it, but you can take it. And I have so much faith in you guys. You guys that want to make it. I have faith in you. I pray for you every night. I pray for you during the day when I think about it. I pray for you guys when I think about where I came from. For those of you who's trying to get off drugs and you want to start your life over, you're never too old to start your life over. We need you to come out from over this cloud so we can get rid of coons like Nappy Head and all these other type of people, you know, that say that they're for us, but they're just a bunch of bootlicks. You know, they're like pawns put in place to keep black black foundational Americans, you know, out of some type of power. Just say it like that. Because white supremacists, they're scared of black people. And that's why they don't want to give us this money. Because, and this is how evil some white folks are, how white supremacy is. Because I love all my brothers and sisters. Everything about my brothers and sisters, except for the things that I feel like they do wrong, or they don't talk about, or they don't stand up and talk about when it comes to another culture. So I want us to understand that they don't want to give us money because they feel like if black people get all of this money, they're going to turn around and want to start harming white folks. That's not innately in us to try to be mean or try to be vengeful when it comes to white folks. We ain't never been that way. Now, if you're constantly messing with our children, you're constantly doing stuff, you're constantly badgering us, yeah, we're about to plot on you. But all black people don't feel that way. We just want what our forefathers worked for, so we can go ahead and do what we want to do. Just like the Tulsa, Oklahoma. We made our own Wall Street. We wasn't even thinking about y'all. Rosewood, we wasn't even thinking about y'all. Y'all so jealous. Y'all so envious. Y'all don't want nobody to have nothing but white folks. And black people, please quit putting black and people of color together, because we're just black. We're foundational black Americans. When they say people of color, that let everybody else in, from white to Chinese, Spanish. These are the people of color, especially white people. You hear them, you treat them a certain kind of way, they turn pink, red, blue, green, yellow. These are the people of color, not us. I'm tired of people feeling like just because there's addicts in our culture, that our culture is not worth saving. White folks, you brung these poppy fields over here. What are you talking about? White folks, Germans. What are you talking about? You brought the AK rifles over here. What are you talking about? The Asians. You brought what you call opioids over here. Back in the days when rich white women, they used to get their little steamer trucks and trunks and go on these long voyages on the ship and go over to Asia and China. They was over there getting these white women messed up with opiums, with hashish. These was the first drug addicts, white women that had nothing to do with their time. It started off with, back in the day, there was a lot of alcohol and medicine. White women would, they used supposed to take about a teaspoon. They would take that medicine like shots. Like in a shot glass, they would take it. So it's like this for me. Misery loves company. So seeing how white folks was the only one running around messing with drugs, and black people actually back in the day was trying to stay fit, especially in the slavery days, because you know that where was we going to get this stuff from? White folks did nasty, foul stuff like sit up, drink themselves crazy, and then have sex with the black women's husbands. They call that buck breaking. But they enjoyed it. The white women would have sex with black men and make them do things and tell them, if you don't do what I tell you, I'm going to tell master he going to kill you. This. Black men have had it so bad. Not to say that black women hasn't. Black women was being raped by white men and white women too. And then now we got these sisters in office that feels like, especially when they're light-skinned. Hello, Sylvia. Like when they're light-skinned and they feel like they're part of the white race because they're light-skinned. They're so light-skinned to where they'll take a lighter foundation closer to white and put it on their face to make them look white. And they're not white. You sisters that's out here doing that, Massa has brainwashed you beyond compare. You feel like just because you got this color, and it's not about your light-skinnedness, because trust and believe, once they're tired of you, you're out of there. Anybody heard anything about Kamami Harris anymore? That she was just a lure to pull black men. What is this lady doing now? She's a plantation wench. This is just my opinion. This is how I feel. This is my opinion. And I'm free to have it. She's a plantation wench that they use to get black folks votes. Please hold your votes. Don't vote for none of these coons and scam artists out here. If we can't see that they've done something tangible for us or for our neighborhoods, don't give them your votes. Chinese don't vote for nobody until they see something that they can use in their hands. It's Chinese shops all in and out through Detroit red line districts. Chaldeans got stores all in and out through. We want a store too. So say we want a store in our neighborhoods, which I think they got a store over here on the east side, or they just came together and have a community store is black owned. We can do that. But we got to stop giving our votes to folks. We got to say, nope, I ain't giving you nothing until I see something. So if we don't see something, we don't give nothing. We have to learn how to be uncomfortable sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. We're so scared to be uncomfortable. Do you know how uncomfortable it was for our forefathers? Just to escape, just so we can have freedom, just so we can have the freedoms to vote and not to vote. Talking about I'm going to vote between the lesser of the two evils. If they're both evil, don't vote for neither one of them. Put your own name in there. Because now they're saying if you don't vote, they're going to they're going to give you a fee. They're going to find you. So this politician game is crazy, and a lot of us black folks don't know exactly, how the politician game work and this, that, and the other. And me, for the most part, I don't really know how a whole lot of it work, but I do know that the things that our black brothers and sisters are doing are wrong. And we need to stand up as a collective and tell them they're wrong. So on that note, you guys, I love you very much. Stay strong and be strong.